Hey, Dreaming of Diamond. We have one of my dearest friends here tonight, Emerald brand ambassador, Kristina Campbell. She is going to take you to church. So without further ado, you go right ahead.
Well, Sadie, I just want to thank you for inviting me on this call. Guys, if you don't know this, Sadie is my favorite. I would not be where I am today without everything that she is. And so you guys are so blessed to have her, truly, truly blessed. I would not be where I am today. I'm going to share kind of what made me go from Senior Ruby, where I sat for 3 years, to Emerald, and kind of what that looked like. And I'm just going to pretend like none of you know my story, and I'm going to make it as quick as possible. But I hope that I can communicate with you just how possible this is, no matter what it looks like. So I started Plexus in 2015. I've been around a long time. Fun fact, Sadie and I went silver the same day. And if I had been playing that comparison game, man, they would have been very easy to quit, because girlfriend's a rock star and I was not. I didn't even have social media when I started. I really had to learn all the skills, but within 2 years, my team was rocking and I was Senior Ruby, and I was so excited because in September of 2017, I was sitting at 1,000 points, and guys, I was staring down the barrel of Emerald. Isn't that the goal? Isn't that we all want to be jewels? We all want to get there. That's, once we get there, then we'll worry about Diamond, but getting to Emerald, that is the ultimate. And in October of 2017, my strongest leg was terminated for fraud. And I went from 1,000 points in September of 2017 to 280 points in December of 2017. I remember getting on a call with Jana and Sadie and being like, I don't know how I'm going to keep doing this. There was chaos all around me. And it was at that time, listen, I don't know what your religious beliefs are, whatever. I'm a born again Christian, and that's my basis. And so that's what I'm speaking from. It was at that time that the Lord told me, he referred me to Psalm 127:1, which is, unless the Lord builds a house, its laborers labor in vain. And what I took from that was, first of all, I need to do the work, but most importantly, this is his to build. And what I was going to do in the rebuilding process was make sure that I maintained my integrity and my character, because that's who I wanted to attract. And that's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to stay focused on the goal. I literally started 2018 saying, this is my Emerald year. And I played that game until 2020. Every single month, this is my Emerald year. This is my Emerald year. There were times I showed up on team calls, it was just me and my upline. There were times that we did book calls, it was just me and my upline. There was times and we would joke, we'd be like, well, we'll just keep showing up because eventually things have got to click. And so this all fell apart in 2017. And at that point, I said to myself, I remember I had read Go Pro by Eric Worre, and he talked about having to rebuild his team 7 times. And that stuck with me long before any of this happened. And so when this all happened, I said, I'm going to rebuild. I only plan on having to do it once. I could do this. And whatever comes, whoever goes, I think a really important thing that I prayed over my business. And if you are a believer, I recommend this prayer because it has been the best thing that has ever happened to me, even though it seemed like the hardest at the beginning. I remember the Lord prompted me to pray, bring the people who are supposed to come and take those who are not supposed to be here. And literally the next day, my strongest leg was suspended. That was the hardest season. And I remember at one point just throwing my hands up and be like, okay, God, but when are you going to bring the people? And wouldn't you know that my strongest leg is still the remnants of that team, but it's actually people who didn't even know this person. And I call them my beauty from ashes, because what has come from that is so beautiful. So what I want to encourage you in is whatever your season is, whatever you're going through, the Lord uses all of it. The hard thing, I wouldn't trade having gone through that for anything, because it made everything I've been through so much more powerful. It made me stronger. And it also makes me a better leader because life is hard, guys. This business is challenging. And so when I get stuck looking at the numbers or seeing people fall away or not get it or not get the vision that I'm trying to cast, I don't get caught up in those feelings. I'm like, I'm just doing the work and the Lord is building it. So in March of 2019, I was almost emerald in 2017. Now we're March of 2019, me showing up, talking to myself, recruiting by myself, doing it all by myself. It was an iPad incentive. And at that point, I was at about 300 points a month. I remember waking up and being like, I'm about to lose senior gold. And I was almost emerald. And I was tired. And that month, on the 31st of March, 2019, I fell asleep like 10 p.m. Eastern time. So there's still 2 hours on the clock. Who does that? Well, I was tired, like tired. And it was like in that moment, something switched. And my upline called me and she's like, are you seeing this? And in 19 minutes, like 30 people had signed up. We hadn't seen numbers like that in years. And it was a turning point in my business that re-energized me. I was like, this is my emerald year. It wasn't. Fast forward to 2020, March of 2020, the pandemic, it hits. And I had to use the tools from what I learned because I'm panicking. I'm like, I can't go backwards. I'd worked my way back up to 600 points. I was like, I can't rebuild this. This pandemic can't take me out. And I said, no, that's it. This is my emerald year. I started tracking my metrics. I started staying on top of what was happening in my business. I said, I'm going to show up in a new way. I started doing something as simple as tracking my points every day. And let me tell you, I have people on my team who are like, this doesn't motivate me. It's not to motivate you, so that you know where you are. You can't know where you're going if you don't even know where you are. And you're not going to remember where you were on this day last month unless you track it. And that's going to help you understand the trends in your business. It changed everything for me. And I remember in May of 2020, there was company-wide momentum. Things were going crazy. And I didn't have that crazy momentum, but I had more momentum than I'd had in years. I said, that's it. I'm announcing to my team on June 1st that we're doing a 60-day push to emerald. I ended May of 2020 at 880 points. I ended June of 2020 at 1000, I wish. No, that's 1026, 1026 points. And I ended July of 2020 at 1532. And it was because I decided to show up differently. I decided to stop worrying about what didn't work in the past or what it looked like it was going to be. And I was going to take every opportunity. And let me tell you guys, because I had focused on integrity and loving my team well, my team showed up for me like you wouldn't believe. I met with each and every one of them. I said, what are your goals? I want this for you. And when I tell you, like, you can put me on a lie detector. When I tell you I want it more for my team than I want it for me, I do, because those people will do anything for me. I've seen it time and time again. If I go to them and I'm like, I want this goal, they freaking show up for me. If I say, why don't you do this for yourself? I'm like, where are you? Why won't you do this for you? But they'll do it for me. And it was through all of that hardship and learning how to work on my own integrity, learning on how to love people well, that they in turn showed up for me in a way that I wouldn't even never believe. And so if there's anything that I can encourage any of you, whether you're already a jewel or just dreaming of being a jewel, if there's anything that I can encourage you in, is that no matter what it looks like, show up, do the work, because one day it clicks. One person joins, everything changes. You never know. And the beauty of all of that is that I lived in the world of a strongest leg, and me worrying like, am I ever going to have the outside points to get to the next level? And because of how it all worked out and how the Lord worked it all out, I have diamond outside points now. That was like impossible under the old structure. It all had to be rebuilt. So don't worry about your timeline. Work like you're going diamond tomorrow. Show up. do the things, love your people well, live the lifestyle, be a brand ambassador for Plexus. But just remember that your timeline has purpose that is so much bigger than you even know. And the thing is that when you stick it out and you do it, you get the benefit of having that hindsight to be like, oh my gosh, that had to work out this way because this person needed that version of my story. That had to work out this way because if that person hadn't come, then this wouldn't have happened. Guys, I joke often that I'm in a sea of check collectors. Me and my upline are literally from my strongest leg and her upline. It's a sea of check collectors that disconnect us from so many things. I refuse to live in a position of bitterness and resentment because without those people, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have the people who brought us to Plexus. We wouldn't have the people who are the leaders on our team that are changing our lives, who are some of our closest friends. So, but what I have seen in this business is that when you let check collectors or bad blood or things that happen or somebody leaves for another, you let that get under your skin, it will destroy your business. It will destroy your integrity. It will destroy your character, and it will destroy your love that you have for this company, these products, and the people who desperately need what we have to offer. So check your heart on that. I am speaking from a place of having to do it time and time again. And I can truly tell you that I am grateful for those people who have wronged us in a lot of ways, because without them, none of this would have been possible, and it has absolutely changed my life, my family's life. So that's pretty much all I've got. Sadie?
I have got to maybe be on my period because like I was crying the whole time because I love you.
But you've been there, like you walked through it all with me. You walked through it all with me, and I'll you're everything to me.
You are a diamond.
One day soon. One day soon.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. This is clearly something, but I don't know what it is. I don't know why all this emotion. But I do know it's because I love her. And I do know her story. Does anyone have questions for her? Because she is such a unique, just a unique experience, but also just the way that she looks at some of the things that I feel like derail us, guys, if I'm honest. The way that she looks at them and the way that she has powered through is the wrong word, but grown through to be stronger. Does anyone have anything? I know we didn't plan on this. I didn't prepare anyone, but does anyone have anything that you'd like to ask her? Anyone?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know.
Hang on 1 second. Sorry. Hang on 1 second.